What's up, my Vina loves? It's Miss Vina D coming to you all from Vina Entertainment News. So I did promise I was going to cover Becca's season, so keeping my word. I'm not sure if Rachel is going to cover Becca's season, but if she is, then I will probably do a commentary on that depending on what she does. But Rachel is in Spain right now with Brian, and these two are still enjoying, the engagement celebrations, the engagement anniversary. You know how Chris gave them a gift, Chris Harrison gave them a gift, and to go back to Spain and all of that. Well, most people thought they were going to use that gift during their honeymoon, but they're using it now. So I don't think she's going to be covering anything tonight, but let's go ahead and focus on Becca. All of the girls, Jojo, Rachel, Caitlin, they all posted, and Becca posted around the same time, advertising the show and all of that. So you saw the cute videos in the beginning, and these are their posts right here and the captions and all of that. So I'm glad that they were included in there. I'm glad that Rachel was in there, was able to pass the torch to Becca and all of that. Rachel was very hilarious in that little segment, with the whole sage and sage in her, very hilarious. And when she said F I don't blame her, but at the end of the day, like I always say, they are all there for love. So, in real life, engagements get called off. Things happen in real life. As long as at the end of the day, on your relationship journey, you end up with your soulmate and the love of your life. That's all that matters. And as much as what Ari did might have been very hard, at least he followed his heart and he's in love, and Lauren is in love, and I'm wishing them nothing but the best. Thinking about it with Becca's season and knowing how long the season lasts, I now realize why Ari, and Lauren went ahead and announced their wedding date early on. Because they already knew this storm was coming, and once the show did that rerun, just a little clip of the breakup, it brought back all of those emotions. So you already know that Ari and Lauren are being bombarded right now with all of that hate. But it is what it is, they had to include that. Now, before I get on with my review, Becca went on Instagram and wrote this long Instagram post. I'm not even sure if I should be the one reading it or just put it on the screen and let you guys read it. But let's see. Well, I meant to post this earlier, but I was on a flight and just bad at this whole social media thing. But before you all join me in watching the beginning of my love story tonight, I want to take a second to give thanks. Thank you to everyone for all of the love, support, and kind words that I've received over the past year. It fills my heart in places that I didn't even know existed. I also want to ask that you keep an open heart in watching this all unfold. 28 guys came on this journey with me from all across the country and laid their hearts on the line for a chance at love. There are many different personalities, interests, and perspectives, but every man deserves to feel the same support and openness that I've received over the past few months. It's not an easy thing to do, to give up your life and put everything on display, especially in this social climate. But these men were brave enough to do that with me, and that's something truly special. To the 28 of you who went through this crazy journey with me, thank you. You all added to my story in some way. You taught me about yourselves and even about myself along the way. I think it's safe to say one last time that we did the epic together. I also want to thank the entire production team and crew. Each and every one of you is driven and kind, and I wouldn't be where I am today without all of your hard work. It doesn't go unnoticed, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thanks for reading this novel. I vow to never write this long of a post again. Now let's get this party started. She couldn't say let's do the again, because at this point people are getting mad at that line. But people are very happy for her. That post have over 1,000 comments of people just telling her congratulations and all of that. And so the producer was one of the producers were like, "We love you, you're amazing, and millions of people are so happy that you wrote get this party started instead of let's do the thing. Well done." Well, she did mention that in what she wrote, but then Becca went ahead and responded. And Garrett, who got the first impression rose, was in the comment, "Let's do the thing." So alright, so let's go ahead and get into my commentary. Now, the shot of Clay, this guy right here, the pro footballer for Chicago, with his family and just, how he sounded and everything looked good. I'm like, okay, he's a little handsome, all of that, and everything looked good. But then when he met Becca, the nerves was just too much, and instead of saying, "Catch me outside," that phrase of the little girl, he was like, "Catch me inside," which, was cute, but like, and I could tell, and Becca herself could tell, and she was like, "Yeah, he's very nervous," and I feel bad for him, but, hopefully he gets to loosen up. Now, I'm going to focus on just giving my commentary on what I saw and things like that. It's too early on to remember all of the guys, to remember who left, who stayed. Yes, their names were on the screen and I can go back and rewatch and all of that. But yeah, there's a lot going on that I'm not going to go ahead and be that down to. The tea as the season progressed, I will get used to the guys and their names and all of that, and yeah, but it's the first night, child, so hang in there with me. All right, now let's talk about her first impression rose before we even move forward with Garrett. Garrett, I love his whole like thing that he did at the beginning when he met her. Now, this is the Bachelorette, this is TV. You already know what you're coming there for. This girl talked about looking for love, looking for forever, or happily ever after. She wants a husband. She wants everything. So that is okay to do. Now, in real life, if you're dealing with a person who's marriage ready, that might also be okay. But for the most part, it's like, no, this person is crazy. It's the first date and they're talking about kids and marriage and all of that. But that's why I love the franchise. It's like, you guys already know what you're coming here for. And that's the reason why you have someone who passed the torch tonight. Rachel had the reaction that she had with, certain people on her season, because it was like, why are you here? Why did you come this far if you're not ready to put a ring on it? You know what I'm saying? Like why? And it's not so much because of the love and caring for that person, but it's out of anger. It's like, I brought you this far for you not to be ready, and you know that I'm here for marriage and kids and the whole nine. So why did you waste my time? So I love that he was very creative. He got to the point, but it was also funny. He had her laughing. So we shall see. We already know he's going to go very far because of that. Guys, you know how last season we had a spoiler, and basically exactly what Reality Steve listed was exactly what happened. He's been wrong before, but he was right on the money last year. Well, there's a spoiler going around, so if you don't want to hear it, just skip this part. But I'm gonna say it. I didn't put in a title because I didn't want my video being flagged. But apparently, minivan guy Garrett is the one who Becca is engaged to, but that could also be wrong, okay? Because you never know. This came from TMZ, not Reality Steve. Reality Steve was right on the money with Irie's situation, but he was also very wrong with Rachel's situation, because he said Rachel picked the other guy, but as we all know, she picked Brian. So this story could be wrong. Also, people at other websites went ahead and dug up information that minivan guy Garrett was married in 2015. His last marriage lasted, well, that was his first and only marriage so far, lasted for only 6 months. And after 6 months of marriage, his spouse filed for divorce and basically listed that, there's no way they could live together. And I'm not going to go into details, but basically they're saying that this should raise a red flag because his marriage only lasted 6 months. But I mean, you never know. People change and whatever. So, and it's been a few years, so you never know. Also, there are all of these racist and disgusting things that were found on Garrett's account, and with him liking, things on Instagram that had to do with racism and all of that. But now he's claiming that his account was hacked and it wasn't him, and someone hacked his account, and apparently someone hacked his account just to go ahead and like racist comments and posts and things like that, which is weird. So all of this is coming out now that they are engaged, so we shall see. She did, not only did Chris Harrison post this, that she's indeed engaged. This is what he posted. Becca did talk to People magazine, and she did say that she's very happy and she's engaged, and that she can't believe that she's even saying those words, and that she's very happy, and she still have to pinch herself and all of that. So if she did choose this guy and all of this is coming out, hopefully they are strong enough and have a strong, firm foundation to work through all of this. Oh, so Ari is exposing ABC. Ari said he was doing an interview for GQ, and he is saying that basically the producers told him, now didn't I say this? Everyone kept saying Ari had the power, Absolutely not. The producers have the power. He said that the producers told him filming a 40-minute scene, and I quote, would make Bachelor Nation fully understand that he was being respectful and just following his heart. Okay? But then he said he did not anticipate the post-production changes. He said it was completely edited. Okay? Ari said, I was told to stay on that couch. I tried to leave, and then production was like, you need to go back inside. She's finally calming down. I feel like you owe it to her to have this conversation. So then I went back in the house, he explained. They cut out, obviously, production talking to me from 10 feet away. He recorded, adding, it was super unfair to me. So all of the crap about, oh my God, this was live, unedited, all of that is a lie. And didn't I say this? I said it was edited. I said it. That's the reason why Ari and Lauren went ahead and announced that they're getting married. They have enough money. Ari is financially stable and they're good. He's not messing around with ABC. So he's just like, you know what? I'm not even going to give them the impression that I need them to air my wedding on TV. I am completely done with this franchise. I got the love of my life. I'm happy. I'm good. I'm running off and getting married. I don't need them. But yeah, he's exposing them. And it's true. It's absolutely true. He said that the fact is, I'm really happy with Lauren. So for me, it was all worth it. Kudos to you. I'm going to do a separate video on that because they had a lot more to say in an interview that, Ari ended up cutting short because Lauren was upset and felt disrespected. I'm going to talk more about it in a different episode. The other guy who reminded me of, what's the guy named? Tim Tebow, the football player. You know, I love what Colton is doing with his foundation, and he also plays football, very handsome, and is also a version of Bachelor. The Bachelor franchise, the Bachelorette, what is that? It's so dramatic, you know, with the music. I thought he was about to announce something else, and I'm just like, oh, okay. But I get it. I get the dramatics, because in this day and age, yeah, that's very rare to find someone at his age who is still a virgin. And he made it clear to her that I'm not saying I'm waiting till marriage. You know, he's smart. He probably wants to wait, but he's very smart. Like, I don't want that to be the deal breaker, so I'm going to tell her I'm not saying that, you know, I'm waiting for marriage. I just have not met the right one. So kudos to him. That's awesome. That is very awesome. But you could see the smile on her face. So you know he's going to go far, because, you know, she's like, yeah, he's pure. I want to be his first. So we shall see how their relationship developed. Now, you guys already know the model dude. Yeah, he's it. He's the Crystal of this season, the Corinne of this season, the Waboom. You already know how it goes. You give him a rose? Come on. Hello. He's the Crystal and all of those people I just mentioned. So it made sense he got a rose, because he have to be there for them to use him as, you know, the clown and all of that for a few episodes. But we already know Becca ain't gonna keep him, you know what I'm saying? But he have to be there to stir the pot. So we already know where they're going with him. They had me laughing so loud, and I was like, you know what? Most of the time I insert my live reaction and it's cool, but I was laughing so loud that I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to put my live reaction in here. But when before she gave out the roses, and they were like, he also was like, I hope that would be embarrassing if the chicken got a rose before me. And that would be embarrassing if you get sent home and a chicken stay. Who wants to lose to a chicken? The guy in the costume. And when she called the guy name before him, the look on his face, oh my God, I was just over here dying laughing. So I already know where they're going with him and that whole narrative. Now, the guy from Nigeria, my fellow African brother, yeah, I don't know. We shall see. Because the way how the editing look, you know, in the drama, and with his face keep coming on the screen, it almost look like the drama is surrounding him. I hope not, but we shall see. But man, people go into the emergency room and all of that. It looks like it's about to be a crazy season. But hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it. It's not broken. Just leave it the way it is, because I mean, it's the same old different day. You know, you have the stand-up guys, and then you have the not so, you know, all there ones, and then you have the crazy ones, like the the model do. Now, if I'm wrong, let me know, but I think she kept him. But I definitely felt like she was going to let I think she let him go. That 60-40 guy. Yeah, let me know if I'm wrong, if she kept him or not. But I know he was joking, but it was like 50-50, and he told her to come here, and then he was like 60-40, and she wasn't feeling that, even though he was joking around, and she was like, nah, it's 50-50, whatever the case might be. I felt like that rubbed her the wrong way, and he was probably going to be sent home. Now, this is already reminding me about Rachel's season. You already know, at least Rachel tried. Rachel tried, and she kept the guy from Kim. Now, Becca guy from Minneapolis, she knows, you know, her guy in adulthood. Rachel held on to something from summer camp. That just means don't cross her because she might forgive you, but she hold on to stuff. And I don't even think that's holding on to stuff like it's a bad thing. Like, oh my God, I'm so angry. It's just what you did rubbed in the wrong way. I just get this weird vibe about you, so I'm not even gonna waste my time. You know what I'm saying? And so Becca was like, yeah, I'm not even gonna waste my time with you, dude. Like, I know you, I know what you're about. Yeah, this ain't it. And it also goes with just wanting a fresh start, you know? Just leave me alone. Let me just meet brand new people and just have a fresh start. I don't want no reminder of my past and all of those things. So I don't blame her for sending the guy home, but that was that. Now, the other guy she sent home, the one with the drama and the ex-girlfriend and all of that. Now, that one hurt. Not me, but the guy, but that one hurt. Imagine, you rejecting someone or something going on in a dating situation where it's just like, you know what, let's go ahead and move on. And that person being so mad that they're like, you know what, I'm going to make it my job to make your life a living hell, to the point where I'm going to make sure I mess up one of your biggest opportunities ever and chance at love. So that was messed up, that whole situation got him sent home. I will also say this, Becca, about the situation, the ex and all of that. He have to be careful because sometimes, you do it the first time, the second time the person is like, you know what, I'm keeping you around because you just risked it all for me. By you coming and telling me or bringing this up, could have rubbed Becca the wrong way and say, you know what, you are starting drama. Have a nice life. I don't want you here. But Becca saw it as this person basically was willing to risk it all, for me. Like basically looking out for me, because Becca is going to watch the season back and be like, what? That happened? But she's not seeing what's going on in the house, or she doesn't know. So the fact that this guy just met her and was willing to, bring something up, in the way that he did it, I liked it. He went to the guy and brought it up, and then the guy brought it to Becca. He didn't take it straight to Becca, but the guy was like, you know what, let me get ahead of this by saying, but he did not explain the situation the right way. Then you already know how ABC love the editing and cutting things in a way. So he might have explained it, and they just felt like, you know what, we have to fit this show in an hour. We ain't got time to be listening to his long, dragged out story. Let's go ahead and cut it. But yeah, that was still an ouch moment that he got sent home for something that happened 2 years ago. Whatever it is, like I said, the editing be interesting. Maybe she got to know what it was and was just like, you know what, I can't do this. But it looks like that guy is going to continue. The other one who, started the whole thing, if he continues to run back with stories and news and all of that, then, it's going to be another Kenny and Lee situation where it's like, you know what, you guys want to argue and love each other so much, then, you're not here for me. Like when Rachel chose Kenny over Lee, and they're getting the helicopter, whatever they're doing. And she was so disappointed because even after she chose him, his mind was still focused on Lee, to the point where it wasn't like, I got the girl, I'm good. He ran back towards Lee just to say more things, and that right there was what, contributed to Rachel sending him home. So, we shall see if this guy is going to know when to say when. I love the basketball moment. I was just like, oh yeah, be careful now, don't dunk over her and she end up in the hospital, So that moment was great, not only for the guy that did the whole dunking and all of that. It was great because by him doing that, it allowed all of the guys to come outside, play basketball, get to know each other more, and just mingle, and basically made the environment, a very chilled and relaxing one, because, most people were uptight and all of that. She had a lot of interesting candidates, to say the least. She had a lot of them, but we shall see. I'm very excited for Becca. It looks like she's gonna come to a point where she's like, okay, all right, okay, now I see what Ari was going through, because when they did the whole flash, the whole season and all of that, you could see that she's talking about she's in love with two people. You could see at one point she's crying. You never know until you're in it. And I think now that she's in it, she's realizing like, oh yeah, maybe the way how the breakup happened was bad, but absolutely now I know what he was going through, because now she's in the same situations and all of that. And I am sure that I'm missing a lot of people and a lot of cool things that happen and all of that. But for the most part, the entrances were great and all of that. But like I said, the one that stood out to me was, yes, the choir. Okay, the choir reminded me about, now they didn't sound like them. I'm just saying it reminded me about Harry and Meghan wedding, when Becca said, well, now we already have a choir for our wedding. I thought that was cute in that, he brought a choir. I love the guy that was on the one that just made me nervous when he brought that horse. I was like, what happened? If it just starts running around, my gosh, the amount of damage that's going to happen. I was very concerned when he came again on another animal. I was like, oh Lord. But I'm sure there were, people standing by off camera just in case, for just in case purposes. Becca looked beautiful. And, I am wishing her nothing but the best. I am sure as, time progresses, or after this review right here, I'm sure there's going to be a few things I'm going to be like, oh my God, I missed that. I didn't talk about that. But for the most part, the season started out great. Like I said, the model guy, he's going to have me laughing so much, because he's talking about himself and how you have to stand out, and then then somebody else will come in the suit that he's wearing, or you have to have a tie on and do this, and then somebody else will walk in with the same thing, and I'm like, oh gosh. And then let's talk about the weird moments. The guy who came with an Ari cutout, his line was cute and whatever, but it was just creepy. And the one who came in as the race car driver, and the guy with the long hair, I was like, yes. I love his hair. She was like, he got more hair than me. I was like, yes girl, he does. But yeah, so there was just a lot going on. But overall, the first episode was great. I'm looking forward, when things start to pick up and all of that. I'm looking forward to episode 2. And I think Becca did great, and we shall see, how she does this season. There's going to be an exciting season, so I'm happy for her, and I'm wishing Becca nothing but the best. There were a few people in the comments coming for, the girls, saying that they don't know why Becca even taking advice from them, because they're not married. And what these people are forgetting is that the show is filmed within 2 to 3 months. So you're saying these girls supposed to meet total strangers, get engaged, and then run and get married after knowing them for 2 to 3 months. Yes, I understand they said yes to a proposal, but it's yes to a potential future forever. So the show is backwards. Once they get off the show, they use that time to get to know the person and see if they can see themselves with that person forever. Forever, it's a long time, so I don't see what the rush is. As long as they're still together with their partners, that's all that matters. Now, Rachel, when winter come and pass, then you guys can, talk about Rachel, because she did say she's getting married winter this year, so we shall see what's going to happen. But I'm here for the girls taking their time, and that's why the relationship, all of the relationships are working, because they're taking their time. They're not rushing into a marriage. A marriage is something that's very important. It's a major decision. You don't enter into it lightly. So yes, they have the ring, but you have to remember the show is like 2 to 3 months. So that's a short time to just run to the altar. So I don't blame these girls for taking their time, but bottom line, they all still have their rings on. So, you know, I'm wishing all of them the best. All right, my vanilla loves, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I'm wishing you all an amazing day. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.